Merry Christmas! Okay, please stop freaking out. It's fine, it's fine. We're at that time of year where you're trying to buy a gift for the Trekkie in your life, and let's be honest, not everyone knows the right thing to do. But this list is going to help you out, and we've presented it in such a way that even if you don't know anything about Star Trek, you're going to be able to sound like you do. Video description, you say? I wonder if there's a link in it. With that in mind, I'm Sean Ferrick for TrekCulture, and here are 10 perfect Star Trek gifts for the Trekkie in your life. Number 10, Star Trek Lower Decks Pop Funkos. Nothing says Merry Christmas like your gift will arrive on the 14th of January 2024, which, when you check the link in the description of this video, you will see is the release date for the Star Trek Lower Decks Pop Funkos. Star Wars Early Bird Certificate? Not pointing fingers. The collection consists of miniaturized vinyl figures of Mariner, Boimler, Rutherford, and Tendi. What's more, there's even one of Badgie, who needs a little bit of holographic love over the holidays as well. Whether you love or hate the character, there is unfortunately none of Peanut Hamper just yet. If you want to stick with the Funko fun, you might head over to some of those resale sites and see if you can pick up an edition of Lieutenant Junior Grade Geordi LaForge as he appeared in the episode The Arsenal of Freedom. Now, this was a convention exclusive, so with that, the very best of luck. This depicts the very moment he rose to the occasion and took the captain's chair. While you're at it, why not treat that Star Trek fan in your life to something exclusive from the Star Trek shop? Blow their mind faster than a SETI eel with a Star Trek The Wrath of Khan 40th anniversary edition of Khan. Someone who I know either will already have some and is most definitely pre-ordering the rest is Chris. Folks, I've seen pictures of his collections. It puts mine to shame. Number 9, Star Trek action figures by Playmates. Cue Lacrimosa by Mozart. If disproportionately giant, although quite cute, heads aren't your thing, then head over to Playmates where they have the more or less proportionate Playmates action figures from Star Trek. Now, Playmates figures have been a staple of the Star Trek franchise since the early 90s. Playmates figures have actually appeared on screen in Star Trek as well, such as the episode Scorpion that saw rather a lot of disassembled Borg parts put together for some truly nightmare-inducing imagery. The link in the description of this video will take you straight to the 2022-2023 run of Playmates action figures, which are about 5 inches and posable. You have from Discovery, Michael Burnham and Saru. From the Next Generation, you have Lieutenant Commander Data, Commander Riker, and of course Captain Picard, all of them in their uniforms from season 3 onwards. Also available in the gorgeous monster maroons are Admiral Kirk, Captain Spock, and of course Khan Noonien Singh, complete with a little bowl of SETI eels. Hard pass. It came off the production schedule, as in fact all of these figures recently have. Now, again, Chris has these. He will not take them out of the packaging, and he has asked me to pass on the message that he begs you don't take them out of the packaging either when you pick them up. Speaking of packaging, for the ardent collectors out there, it should be noticed that the US and the European releases of these figurines come with different style of packaging. The US release of these figurines comes in the 1990s style of packaging that you would have seen with your first run Picard, Riker and Data, whereas the EU version come with a Star Trek Universe type packaging. As mentioned, however, from the 6th of December 2023, these have stopped going into production, which means when you're ordering from a very limited supply. So do go ahead, put your order in now so that you won't be disappointed. Number 8, Star Trek Away Missions Starter Pack. You know me and my famous love of video games and board games. What I can tell you is that this one comes very highly recommended by our very own Clive Burrell. To be fair, everyone loves a board game at Christmas, and how better to inspire family unity than coming together using the description and the link of this video and ordering your own version of the Battle of 0359? What family are we talking about here? You've got Riker's away team, which is Riker, Shelby, Worf, and Data, and you've got Locutus's Unimatrix, which includes Locutus and 1 through 5 of 5. Players beam down onto the flippable board cards and either win points by completing missions or by assimilating using character cards. There's also sweet little miniatures as well, which is probably the reason I'll be getting this, because I have problems. If you want to add other elements to this game, there are currently expansion packs. There's the Gowron Klingon expansion pack, there's the Captain Picard Federation expansion pack, there's the Commander Sela Romulan expansion pack, and there's the Duras Sisters House of Duras Klingon expansion pack. Number 7, Making It So, a memoir by Patrick Stewart. As you know, we've already done a list breaking down some of the best parts of this, but I really cannot stress enough just how good this book is. If you follow the link in the description of this video, not only will you find a link to this book, but you will also find directions to the audiobook, which was read by Patrick Stewart himself. The book was released in October of this year and was straight away a New York Times and Sunday Times bestseller. Now look, if you're looking for over 400 pages about Jean-Luc Picard, you're gonna be disappointed. This is very much about Patrick Stewart, his life, his career, and of course, his interactions in and around Star Trek. It traces his life from an intimate look at his childhood in Yorkshire all the way up through Hollywood and eventually the Walk of Fame itself. By the miracle of 23rd and 24th century publishing deals, you can also pick up editions of the autobiography of James T. Kirk, Jean-Luc Picard, Catherine Janeway, which by the way, I absolutely recommend the audiobook of, read by Kate Mulgrew herself. And while there is none yet for Archer, we have just seen the release of the autobiography of Captain Benjamin Sisko. While you can get all of these in a bundle, there's still a long road to go before we get the Archer one. I'm fired, aren't I? Number 6, Star Trek Resurgence video game. You follow that link in the description of this video and you will see why this game got 9 ups and 2 downs. While, yes, okay, you know where this is going. Yes, I don't know the game very well. Our wonderful contributors, Bree Beecher and of course Clive Burrell, and of course Chris, played and loved this game. It is the game that brought back the Centaur class front and center to Star Trek. Not to mention, it gave us an eerily good version of Ambassador Spock, voiced by Peter Michael. And it's still so good that it's a bit creepy. And the ever-present, omnipresent, one might say, Jonathan Frakes returns as Captain Riker. As we highlighted in our original review, it's the characters, the story of the game that make it well worth the expense of about £30. You'll play it for the adventure, take on the roles of First Officer Jara Rydek or Engineer Carter Diaz. And what's more, we have 10 codes for this game to give away. All you have to do is send us a lovely tweet at TrekCulture and include the platform you're on, be it PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, or PC. And very important, let us know your region as well. And we will pick 10 winners before Christmas and make sure that your DMs are open so that we can share the code with you. You might also consider, for the possibly younger generation, or also just any, picking up a copy of Star Trek Prodigy Supernova. Supernova is available on a wide range of platforms, including Nintendo Switch. One for the older audience then, and this one is available on Steam, Star Trek Infinite is another alternative from 2023 for those who prefer games of strategy moving to various alien powers from the Alpha and Beta quadrants. Number 5, IDW's Star Trek Defiant comic. Sisko's back. Sisko's back. Sisko's back in this comic. And if that doesn't sell it for you, someone is killing the gods. But Benjamin Sisko's prophets-guided dealings of the higher cosmos has led him to forget about the very real casualties on lower ground. What does that mean? Follow the link in the description to find out. Despite the big news that Sisko is back in this, really, these 12 issues and an annual have really started to tell the story of Worf. Now, other characters that pop up include Ro Laren, B'Elanna Torres, and even Lore. These characters are aboard, well, the Defiant, clue was in the name. It's all part of the same fictional universe or multiverse, so what you might also like to try is at least volume 1 of Godshock. This sees the return of Sisko to our own plane of existence and sees his attempts to put together his own ragtag crew in an attempt to stop a god killer before his recently ended omnipotence leaves him entirely. Number 4, Star Trek Picard Season 3 on vinyl. Have you ever wanted to be that person at a party that sips a little bit of whiskey, guffaws, and puts on a record? well, that would be a very mean image I've just painted. And really, I really like vinyl. It's got a very unique sound, and the beautiful score that was composed by Stephen Barton and Frederick Wiedemann for Star Trek Picard's third season shines on vinyl. Now, I will be honest with you, there is a reason so many of us have moved to streaming, and a lot of that has to do with cost and availability. So this is really more of a prestige piece for that Trekkie in your life. By following the link in the description of this video, you can own your very own edition of Star Trek Picard's third season soundtrack on a sky blue vinyl. This is 2 discs, 21 tracks, an absolutely gorgeous interior and exterior sleeve design. Both composers were tasked with the Herculean effort of telling the story of the return of the next generation crew in musical form, weaving in elements of the plot as well. My advice would be, turn everything else off, close your eyes, and just listen to the beauty of tracks like Hello Beautiful, leading into No Win Scenario, and eventually coming together with familiar variations on themes such as The Stars end credits. In a similar vein, you can also own Star Trek Lower Decks soundtrack, Volume 1, on vinyl as well. Although, to those of us who live outside the US, bear in mind it does have to be imported, it's a limited edition. And for those who like to tickle the ivories, you can pick up the sheet music book of Star Trek 25 Favorite Themes for Piano. Number 3, 12 Days of Star Trek Advent Calendar. If you've been following the channel, you've probably seen that we've done daily unboxing videos from December 1st to December 12th of Insight Edition's Star Trek themed Advent Calendar. The presentation of this Advent Calendar is beautiful. It comes in a Starfleet shuttlecraft, particularly Next Generation era, slipcase that opens up to reveal the goodies inside. What's more, and I'm warning you, if you do watch the daily breakdowns, that's fine. You will see some spoilers, but what you'll also see is the wonderful hand modeling of Chris Thompson. Some say it's the Borg that really captured the holiday spirit. I say it's the Borg that really captured the holiday spirit. In fact, we hear that every year the Borg Queen makes her own eggnog and assimilates one more child of the Cratchit family. You can be more like Her Highness and pick up the Eaglemoss Borg Cube Advent Calendar. Now, you may have to pick up the Borg Cube Advent Calendar from one of the resale sites because sadly, Eaglemoss, well, left us a year and a half ago. But as someone who's gone through that Advent Calendar as well, it's pretty worth it, I won't lie. Number 2, Star Trek Picard Legacy Collection Blu-ray box set. One of the best gifts that we as Trekkies all got in the beginning of 2023 was the third season of Star Trek Picard finally airing. This, of course, made the triumphant return of the cast of The Next Generation, and what better way to finish up 2023 than by following the link in the description of this video and picking up your very own copy of the full Star Trek Picard Legacy box set. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, it's not the cheapest, but let's see what's actually in this box set. You get all 7 seasons of The Next Generation remastered, all 4 of the Next Generation era films, and all 3 seasons of Star Trek Picard, with all of the special features that come with all of those. The set also comes with an updated version of the book The Wisdom of Picard, a custom deck of playing cards, in case you want to recreate both of those scenes, a magnetic sheet of comm badges that Picard has worn across the years, which I won't lie to you, caught my attention straight away because it contains one that I haven't picked up yet, which is General Picard's comm badge from the Confederation. It also contains 4 Chateau Picard coasters on which you can place your glass of fermented mead. Pop on Star Trek Generations and have a lovely Christmas day in the Nexus. Now, if offering your loved ones all things Jean-Luc Picard isn't quite to their taste, you can always head over and pick up a copy of the simply rhapsodic Star Trek Strange New Worlds Season 2 on Blu-ray, or give those old scientists a run for their money by picking up the latest season of Star Trek Lower Decks as well. Number 1, Star Trek The Cru's 7. I'm not gonna lie to you folks, this is the one that's expensive. It's just a good gift if you really love that Trekkie in your life and also want to score major points when it comes to Christmas next year as well. Star Trek The Cru is set to sail on the Royal Caribbean's Mariner of the Seas, joke writes itself, leaving on the 22nd of February 2024. It will be on the water for 7 days, returning to Port Canaveral on the 29th of February 2024. Now, at the time of recording this list, places are still available, but folks, I'm not gonna lie to you. Single occupancy cabins have been booked up, and so you're looking at a minimum price of about $2,300 per person. That's for a shared cabin. However, while I give your heart a chance to settle back down there for a second, think about what's included in that price. For that, you get access to all performances, interviews, parties, and events, and all of your meals are included in that price. Confirmed crew members for this year are Nana Visitor, Will Wheaton, Ed Spaliers, Gates McFadden, LeVar Burton, Todd Stashwick, Celia Rose Gooding, Christina Chung, Walter Koenig, Brent Spiner, and more on the way in terms of announcements. It really does sound like one massive non-stop Trek party, and there's even theme nights like Mutiny on the Holodeck and Return to Risa. We'd love to see you all there, so if you're considering getting someone special in your life a ticket to this thing, I mean, I'd give you the biggest hug. That's everything. We wanted to get this list out to you as quickly as possible because there is still time to order any and all of the things on this list. Whatever you do between now and the big day itself, I want you to know we're all rooting for you. You deserve the best, and you deserve an absolutely amazing 2024 as well. Thank you so much to poor Jack Kiley, who was tasked with putting together this list, and I think he smashed it. So you can catch his original article over on whatculture.com. And thank you very much to the lovely Chris who managed to edit this into some sort of cohesive list. Thank you very much. Folks, you can catch us over on the various platforms. We're on Twitter at TrekCulture, we're on Instagram at TrekCultureYT, we're on Blue Sky at TrekCulture, and we're on TikTok now as well. Get in touch with us there. Don't forget about those Resurgence codes. Have a very happy holiday season, everyone. Merry Christmas if you celebrate. Just enjoy the end of December if that's what you want to do. Best thing that you can do is put some love and life out into the world. Lead with kindness, lead with joy, and above all else, you know where this is going. Live long and prosper. Thanks, folks.